trying to keep my distance. I just wanna play my cards right. It takes one false move and you'll be gone. But maybe it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore. 'Cause it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. After just one day, it's special, yeah. But there is something in your eyes. Ooh, one false move. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting. I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. Talking to me. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see.
What's going on? What's going on?
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Shout out to the
It's
CIA.
not hard to fool me. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
One love to the FBI.
Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
Hit the refresh button.
I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night.
Hit the refresh button.
'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. So set the bar before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good night.
Get 'em up.
'Cause I'll buy no matter what.
Let's see what we got in here.
So set the bar
Shout out to Ike.
before the moment flies.
Name, city, age, city, gender in the chat room. Let's get it. 27 from Georgia. This is going to be a hell of a show. You got a lot of lag? I don't. Check your system. We're good here. Everything is checking out. Zaba. 42 from Illinois, 23 from Boston, 38 from NYC. You gotta refresh. What up? Refresh your screen. All right, we are back. One more time, man. Hit your refresh on the screen. We had to do a little midstream correction. So this is what we're going to do. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI. What's going on, Ike?
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not be.
All right. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Here is what we're going to get into tonight because there's a lot going on in the world. I'm Godfather, obviously, still here in the Big Apple. I said it before and I said it again. I am loving New York City. Don't be surprised if the show is live from New York City in 2021. I mean, it's November, 10th today? The way the meetings have been going, the way things have been going, you just never know. New Year's in a new city. But anywho, let's get into it. Let me go ahead and get your mama. So here we go. This is what we're going to do tonight. Here's the one thing more than anything else that is keeping women single and unmarried. Now, more than anything else, I think ladies need to understand something. That it's likely not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. Surprisingly enough, it's not what you think it is. Let me go ahead and help you out. Next person to come in here and tell me what to do. Malachi, that's your one warning. Next one, you're out of here. You don't come into a grown man's house and tell him what to do. Sit your ass down somewhere. I know you young guys are this upset that you walk around in a t-shirt thinking you're a grown damn man and somebody respects you, but they don't. So, understand something. You look like fools telling a man how to carry himself and how to dress when you obviously don't know what you're talking about. So little boys, watch a grown man do it. So here we're going to go into it. Here we go. Oh, crap. Show picture in picture. Is it lagging? Damn it. All right, here we go. Pay attention. And if you have an opportunity to live there, why not? Excuse me, are you a PhD? No. But you got a dog. I'm going to hell. I am going to hell. Oh, I'm going to hell. And I'm going to do that line every night. I'm going to hell. Oh, I'm going to hell. I've been doing that this entire trip. Oh God. Oh, that was some funny shit. I enjoy my company. Are you a PhD? She got dogs. And they're like, what? I'm telling you right now. All right. Let's see what's going on now. Guys, hit refresh. We have the same, check video resolution. And I don't know why we're buffering. I have the super internet package. So what you need, guys, everybody needs to refresh. So here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get on into it. I think they're too doing some updates on YouTube. Yeah, I think they're having, other folks are having issues too. So we try to get through it the best way we can, guys. I don't really know what else to say. So here's the thing. The one thing keeping women single more than anything else, and it's probably not what these ladies think. Anybody want to take a guess at what it is? Ladies, the one thing that's keeping you single more than anything else is these damn lists. These damn lists. You have lists on top of lists on top of lists on top of lists. There we go. Well, when the big city, man, when it happens, it has to catch back up. No, man, more than anything else, these lists. List on top of list on top of list on top of list. And what it is many women think that by listing out all the things that they want in a man, that it will give them a better, it will reduce risk. And the thing is, it won't. Many women today are, one, you have too many options. Too many options, dating too many guys, seeing too many guys, then you got to pick. So people naturally try to make other things responsible for sorting people in and out because they don't want to deal with the emotional baggage of, well, he wasn't, he just didn't meet up to my list. So if he turns out to be a good mate for somebody else, what's going to be the downside? And see, these lists have done more to keep professional, educated women single and unmarried than anything else. Yeah, guys, it should be going by now. More than anything else. But here's the thing. Let me show you guys. I have a out to Doc Lucia. She sent me a clip. And I wanted to actually go over this from Steve Harvey's show. Steve Harvey did a show where I think there's this one woman that typified this list stuff more than anywhere else. And where is it now? Hold on just a second. All right, maybe it's over here. People keep asking me when I headed back to Atlanta. Well, y'all missed the lights? Y'all missed the old show? Where is it at? 1, 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, 6. There it is. Strange. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Just a second, guys. This is weird. System issues. You build it while you fly, baby. Maybe do it this way then.
30 and 45, financially stable. Heather
Fair
brought me
use.
her list of requirements, so let's check them out. He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, must love dessert, and can't be anti-sugar.
Now, women have been told for the longest to shoot big, dream for the stars, whatever. But look at this list. He must be 30 to 45 years old. So if the guy's 29 or 46, it doesn't work. Financially stable, no children, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings. How do you vet for this? Must be ready to settle down, no roommates, non-smoker, must love desserts, can't be anti-sugar. Think about the arbitrary nature of this list. But more than anything else, I need you guys to pay attention to the woman making the request. This woman is average. Average looking woman. She's not unattractive, but she's certainly not model-esque. Look at her arms. She's not a petite woman either. And she's looks like she's at least 30.
What's the deal with the desserts?
Well, okay, that's a really important one because I'm the founder and CEO of my own frosting company. And so it's an all-natural gourmet frosting. And so I make a lot of desserts. Okay. And I do a lot of, trade shows and making desserts. Right. So he has to like dessert. If he doesn't like dessert, it's totally a deal breaker.
Right.
Again, women like her have been told that because you have a business and you make an income, that you can sift through men and basically have men jump through hoops to take a shot at you when you're just, average? Ladies, gentlemen, one thing you'll recognize on this show, if nothing else, my show every night tends to prove one thing. The women don't tend to run the numbers. There are 10 million more women. Well, in the black community, there's 2 million more black women than black men. And there's anywhere from 10 to 15 million more available women in this country than men. Where do you get off making all these lists, eliminating men when there are not enough men to begin with? I mean, this is very simple. 10 over here, 15 over here. That means if every one of these got one of these, 5 are going to be without. But see, here's the thing. Individual women never think they're going to be the one left standing. In the musical chairs that's dating, they never think it's going to be them. So what do? In order to not have to risk, in order to not have to put themselves out there, in order to not have to go through the complicated, messy process of competing and dating, they try to get only home runs. In sales, this is what they try to, it's trying to get pre-qualified leads. As a salesperson, the hardest part of a salesperson's job is getting a qualified appointment. As a salesperson, as an entry-level salesperson, you can expect to wake up on Monday and have to make 50 cold calls. That means they don't know you. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about your product. They don't want what you're selling. 50 every day. That means you have to talk to 50 new people every day just to get 2 people 50 phone calls or knocks on the door to be able to possibly talk to 10 people, to possibly set 2 appointments. 50 down to 2. And if you're good, you get 2 appointments. That means on an average week, you run 10 appointments. And the thing is, you want to minimize the amount of dead appointments you have, so you have to try to pre-qualify them. Make sure you're talking to the owner. Make sure that the owner can sign off. Make sure they're not under the contract. Make sure they have the credit. All these different things to make sure you're not wasting your time with people who cannot buy. But what they're trying to do with these lists is to get through all the messy parts. And see how the messy parts is where you get to be better at learning and reading people, getting a real understanding of what the market is, getting a real understanding of where you rank and how good your product is. Women are walking around with these lists thinking they're the prize and not understanding that they are in a market that's highly competitive and they don't have nearly as much leverage as you're talking about.
Totally a deal.
Totally a deal breaker.
Okay, but
Talk
there's
about
some
deal
more
breakers.
requirements, so let's take a look at these. Must
Average.
be honest, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date, no flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, and must never wear sweatpants. What?
Again, listen to this woman's list. Arbitrary. Now, to a lot of people, they would think, well, she put some thought into it. No. What I see is a woman who is in the beginning part. What I see is a woman that's fully in the danger zone. I see a woman that's fully in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
And she's starting to realize that, I don't have the options that I thought I should have. So if we can automatically make something wrong with the market, if it doesn't work, it ain't necessarily my fault. Ladies, these lists are keeping you single. And I would tell you, the problem is the more educated, the more a woman has, the longer her list tends to be.
And, I mean, those are basics.
Why he can't wear?
I mean, look at her.
No. The last guy I dated,
Now I need you to look at her, and I need you to pay very close attention. Look at. I'm not trying to be rude, but she's not a beauty. She's average looking. And this is at her best.
I mean, those are basics.
Why he can't wear sweatpants?
No, the last guy I dated, we fought all the time because he wanted to go to Starbucks in sweatpants and go to breakfast in sweatpants, and no one should be
Look
doing
at the arms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, we got some more requirements, but we don't have no more room. Guys, let me get one of the pillars over here. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a
Fair
planner,
use.
can't be self-centered, can't be cocky, must love dogs, can't own a dog from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, and can't own a cat.
How many women have gotten upset with me over this stuff about these dogs? Again, I've done a whole broadcast about it. Ladies, your dogs are keeping you single. Must love dogs. Cannot have a dog from a breeder. Cannot be jealous of her dog. Cannot own a cat. You know how many single women are out here with dogs who feel the same way she feels? The dog is another, and you know what it is? Is a lot of women are terrified of relationships. They're terrified of commitment. What I'm starting to see is many professional women are terrified of commitment. So they'll have busy schedules, dogs, friends, papers, life full of stuff. involved in other people's lives, listening to their homegirls or their homeboys, or always full of stuff, but their life is the same as it was at 16 years old. No forward progress. This really happens, especially for you women in the danger zone. Because it's activity and understanding. In sales, you don't get paid for activity. You get paid for accomplishments. You don't confuse activity for accomplishments. And many modern women are very busy going nowhere. So when they hit a show like mine, and then we all of a sudden take a step back, ask you what it is you want, what are you willing to do to get it? Then for the first time in their late 20s, early 30s, 40s, they finally slow down and realize, I have been wasting my time doing this stuff. But it was that list that was guiding them in this whole process. Instead of saying, wait to buy a dog until you get married because a dog is a family pet. Oh, wait for it.
The hell, what? You can't have a dog from a breeder?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Steve, there's so many dogs out there that are in need of homes, that are shelter dogs, and they're really sweet, great dogs. So any guy that's going to spend a ton of money to buy a purebred dog, it just says something about his character.
I guess y'all thought I was kidding about the likes. Hit the like button. Get them up, come on. We are still about 300 likes short. 300, come on. All right, guys, keep the likes up. I don't want to have to do that again. I really don't. But she honestly believes that this is keeping her safe. She believes that this is making sense. I mean, and what is it doing? She has what she believes is a good reason for having everything on her list. But what it does is it takes away the accountability she has for picking a mate. Well, if he has a dog that was bought at a dog breeder, then I could infer this about his character, infer that he's not good for me, instead of having to go through the messy process of putting herself out there. Many of you ladies with these lists are terrified of really being present and vulnerable in front of somebody. Modern women, your relationship skills suck. You're educated, you're smart, you're educated, smart, intelligent, you have resources and everything else, but your people skills sucks. Your relationship muscles are horrible across the board. And the more educated they are, the worse they are. In general, this is why the whole I'm a PhD is so funny. Because you would think somebody with that kind of level of accomplishment would be better at interpersonal relationships. Nope.
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
he wants a dog.
But he can adopt.
Okay.
I mean, look at her. Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh,
you can't be jealous of your dog?
So the last guy I dated, he admitted after a few months that he was jealous of my dog, and he was kind of mean to my dog.
Jealous of your dog, meaning your dog is your dog. Your dog was chewing on his shoes and jumping on the bed and jumping in front of him and taking up time and everything else. Everything that I said 2 weeks ago, when you ladies who got upset with me. Men don't like your freaking dogs, ladies. They will tolerate them, but they don't want to deal with them. And here's the thing. Why should a man have to be jealous of your dog? Oh, because you put your dog over your new man. It was hard to even get to date you because the dog was in the way. And here's the thing, to you ladies who have dogs, all you need to do is understand that when you are getting to know a man, you need to put the man first. Human beings come first. A man doesn't have to prove to you that he's a human being worth being treated like he matters. Let me say this again. To you ladies who own dogs, I'm not telling you to go to kill your dogs, to euthanize them, whatever. I'm just saying you need to go into it understanding that human beings come first. And when you're getting to know a man, you need to put your dog on the back burner. The man does not have to prove that he is worth being put first. If that's the case, then you pay for all the dates until you're comfortable putting him. How about this? You don't want to do that? Fido is your best friend? Fido knows everything? Cool. Then you pay for all the dates until you are comfortable elevating him to the number one position. And then from that point on, he can pay for everything else. And until then, don't accept traditional proper courting from high value men or anything like that. Don't ask to be courted like a woman in yesteryear if you're going to behave like a modern woman. I think that's fair. You want to go out to Ruth Chris and Foco de Chao and everything else? Great. But as long as he's coming second to your dog, the bill is on you. I wonder how quickly women would start putting dogs number two if they had to start paying for premium dates. Uh-oh.
Beginning. And he said that I gave my dog more attention.
Men here. Bring both of them over. I love it. You ready? Must be in shape. Can't have six-pack.
Oh my God. Are we buffering again?
Can't have six-pack abs. Can't be too skinny. Can't have a runner's physique. Can't be stronger than me. Can't be.
She wants a man that is not stronger than her. This is, and again, the woman here is a average woman at best, and I'm trying to be generous. Average looking. She looks average weight. I mean, she's definitely doesn't look like she stays in the gym a lot. I've seen people in the comment section talking about her teeth and her nose and everything else, but she's looking as good as she can. And this is average. Can you imagine what she looks like? Ladies, naked, wet, getting out of the shower. And she has all of these requirements as if she is a perfect 10. Rebecca Lynn Pope talked about this, that if I found a man that were all these things, you ain't half the things you want. And to you ladies who are more attractive, you still aren't what it is you want if your relationship skills suck. See, there are two kinds. There are many women out there. There are women who don't look like what they're asking for. That's the majority. But then there are women out there who look like what they're asking for. On paper, they look like they're asking for, but their relationship skills are terrible bad. And both of them are unfit. And they have lists.
Can't be obsessed with sports. Can't be a hunter. Can't own a boat. Can't be a gamer. Can't be materialistic. I'm out.
That would be out.
Can't be materialistic.
Let's get back to this. Look at her. Look at that. Look at her. With a straight face, she came on to Steve Harvey and stood. And the thing is, I would be called misogynistic, toxic masculine, a bunch of other stuff for pointing out the fact that, ma'am, you would be fortunate just to find a man. But because she owns a business, which is not special, ma'am, you have a college degree, that does not make you special. You have a master's or a PhD, that makes you a little bit more special, but not rare. College is nowhere near as important as it was 50, 70, 100 years ago. You own a business, a frosting company. Congratulations. You're not curing cancer. It's not that important. But women like her approach the market as if they are God's gift. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this right there, what I have frozen on the screen, is what men judge you on. That's hard to look at.
That would be out.
Can't be materialistic. What does that mean? He can't want anything?
He can't want to buy things all the time.
Can you talk to my wife?
Probably.
Okay, let's keep going. Must respect a gluten-free diet. Can't be too close to family and friends. Must open doors for me. Must be willing to move someplace warm. Must love traveling. Can't brag about traveling. Oh, we can go there, but you can't tell nobody. You shut your mouth. What you telling everybody we was in Arizona for? Must maintain eye contact. Can't be a party boy. Can't be intimidated by me. Favorite season what? Favorite season cannot be fall.
Women have been allowed to do this. And what it's hurt is just hurt you ladies. There are going to be people who watch this video and like, well, what's wrong? She should have her standards and know what she wants. Unrealistic dating standards. Fall. So if he had every one of these things on the list and he happens to like fall, she's out. What she's really saying is, I don't have any relationship skills. So if I can just come up with a bunch of generic stuff, when I die alone, I can say it's because I didn't want to settle.
There's more. We ran out of pillars. He can't love fall?
So the thing about that is that every guy I've gone out with that says their favorite season is fall is they're so typical. Everyone's favorite season is fall. And so then they want to go pumpkin picking and apple picking and to haunt.
So typical. I need you to look at this average-faced woman. This average-faced woman. I'm trying not to be rude. She can sit here with a straight face and act as if she is entitled to more than average. For what? Because you make designer frosting? If men had this kind of entitlement, we would be called insane. And this has gotten out of hand, ladies, to the point where look on your left hand and you probably know women like her or you may be like her. And it's that list that does not resemble anything close to what men are that's keeping you single. You know what men want? Sex sandwich silence. What men really want is somebody who's going to be feminine, fit, cooperative, single. Have sex with him. Feminine, fit, cooperative, single, sex. And all this pretty much makes a good housewife, a good mate. It's not that complicated for us. The reason you're single, ladies, is because you have overcomplicated mating and dating. It is incredible. Why do you guys get mad at a lot of men's channels who talk about pumping and dumping rosters and this and that? You know why it's necessary to do all that stuff? Because modern women's relationship skills are trash. Dating, flaking, the things that go on in modern dating is incredible. To where, as a defense against this, guys have just said, well, I'll increase the sheer amount of numbers. So, when you have to book 3 dates on Friday just to make sure one shows up, that's a reality for a lot of guys. When you got all these things going on to where you have women like this out here who can have any one of a million reasons to flake out, and these women are average. Imagine the women upstream from her. So if you don't like the modern dating scene, ladies, blame yourselves. Men, you think a man is going to go take you out to Ruth Chris or Foco to China first date when 1 in 3 women have been reported to only going on a date for the free meal? No, they're going to say, forget it. The dating can happen after sex. For Zennials, this is a real thing. For you folks over 26 years old, I need you to understand something. Between 18 and 25, there ain't a lot of dating going on. Dates end up Netflix and chill. A lot of you guys past 27 have a hard time comprehending this, but I'm telling you, 18 and 25, they meet online, they get in the DM in the inbox. Hey, well, slide through. I'm Netflixing, got a little 420. What you drinking? Yes, it's easier for people who've never met before, never gone out, to meet at each other's house, hook up, have sex, and then after having sex, then she qualifies for possibly going out to a meal. Why is it that way, ladies? You have made it this way. You've made modern dating so untenable that men are not willing to risk getting to know any of you in a real world, in a real level. And and the men that do still date, you blow that up because you act with the men who are dating like the men who aren't. Oh yeah, we going there tonight.
They're so typical. It's everyone's favorite season is fall. And so then they want to go pumpkin picking and apple picking and to haunted houses and it's just like it's watching the same movie and knowing the ending every single time.
Do you like quiet time?
I do.
You're going to have a lot of it. Heather.
Yeah.
You're young. You're smart. This is a lot, man.
Notice he didn't say attractive.
You gotta go. See, if you're looking for a guy with all of that,
Yeah.
I don't know that he exists.
No. He's got to exist. You don't think so?
Well, let me ask you.
And there it is. Go back to the 30-year-old mother of two. When I said, well, I gotta hold out hope that I can't give up the hopes and dreams for that perfect ending. Go back to the mother of two, believes she's the catch. And that's what tripped her up at the end of the interview. She could not wrap her mind around the fact that fairy tale endings only happen on Disney movies. This is why I recommend therapy so much for everyone. But you ladies, especially you ladies out here dating, you all need therapy. Sorry. I don't care who you are, from high school diploma to PhD. Your ability to pair bond has been destroyed in most of you. Severely hampered, damaged, whatever. That's why it doesn't really matter what configuration females come in if you cannot effectively date, it's not, especially if you're an attractive woman, it's not because they're not suitable men, it's because your relationship skills suck.
Something. Been 8 years.
I've dated a lot since then.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you. You got another 8 you want to do just like?
No.
Let's say that again. Hold on.
I've dated a lot.
Looking for a guy with all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that he exists.
No. He's got to exist. You don't think so?
Well, let me ask you something. Been 8 years.
I've dated a lot since then.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you. You got another 8 you want to do just like?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Women come in basically two varieties these days. You've either dated too much or you haven't dated enough. The outcomes are generally the same. The women who've dated too much self-sabotage relationships. The women who have not dated enough tend to blow them up, self-sabotage relationships because their relationship muscles are off. Something's weird. And they all tend to say they want the same things. You want to be married and kids and everything else. Well, but if you want to have an emotionally profound, significant relationship, other than just being a trophy wife stuck over in the house somewhere with a credit card and shooting out babies for a man who's just got you as a placeholder, what is it that you want, ladies? And the thing is, many of you ladies have spent more time into this list and moving in ways that have kept you safe, secure, and walled off. Listen when I ask women a question. When's the last time you said "I love you" to a mate? When was the last time you had an emotionally significant, profound relationship? When was the last time you had a relationship that was not long distance? And what you're starting to see is many women today, especially many
I'm a PhD.
educated, professional, successful women have surface level relationships because they're terrified of something. I can't say what they're terrified of because it varies from female to female, but there is a fear in many modern women today. And I think, personally, my opinion is this. I think many modern women know that they are not capable of relationships of old. Meaning they've heard stories about their grandmothers and great grandmothers in marriages of 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And we all admire them. But just like some guys, I don't know if I could be faithful and stable and have that one job for 40 years and live in this one place to do that one thing. Guys at least have to deal with it. Many women don't know whether or not I could actually stay and do this for the rest of my life because I'd get bored, or it's that this, that's not that. So in order to be able to feel like in order for a lot of modern women to feel like they can stay in a situation for a lifetime, they need to have it all so they don't get bored. You have either the runners or the ones that end up with the cheaters. Tell me how your relationships ended. Oh, he cheated on me. Or you broke it. So he cheated on you. So that was a bad situation. And what about this one over here? Oh, you ended it. Why? You mean you just never had a relationship that went normal for 2 years? What happened? 80% of relationships are ended by women. Why? But ladies, you are the problem in modern relationships. Welcome to reality. Inability to be happy, inability to be satisfied, inability to be fulfilled, always wanting something that's not there, needing to be excited, needing to be in love, needing to have this, needing to have that, wanting everything. And at the end of the day, ask you what you bring to the table and it's standard.
Okay, then do you understand what I'm getting at? I'm just trying to help you, Heather.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I just looked over there and I forgot I must maintain eye contact.
Look, ladies. As somebody who's always been fascinated with interpersonal relationships and psychology, I've sat in relationship seminars since 1989. And interpersonal dynamics fascinate me. That's why I love the business of image. And women of previous generations were more realistic. They didn't expect to have it all. They were more realistic with how they looked, what they brought to the table, and what is available. Now, I'm going to say something that fits all of you, whether you're a 5, a 6, an adjustable 6, 8, 9, or 10. If you cannot pair bond with somebody, it's pointless. What good is having everything that you have, everything that you bring to the table, everything that you are, if you cannot pair bond, what good is it? And unlike men who can evolve and mature into relationships after 40 years old, man, a significant part of life is shut down. And that's children. That's children. Let's talk about it. Ladies, what's the one thing that you think are keeping women single and unmarried? I think it's these damn lists. Refresh, everybody. But there is a solution. There is an answer. There is an answer. You want to know what that answer is? Let's get it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
I'm a PhD.
Me quiero educar.
I'm a PhD.
Dormir en algún lugar.
I'm a PhD.
Un lugar para trabajar. Y si no hay, pues emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Ella de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work, el mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work, money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work, lunático.
So we say goodbye to the list. Thank you for the list. It has kept you safe. It has kept you secure. It has kept you feeling in charge. But it's also kept you alone. How? How do we get past this, Godfather? Glad you asked. First off, you got to realize the clock is ticking. You cannot move in your late 20s, 30s like you did in your late teens and 20s. You must prioritize relationship. I don't give a snatch how much money you make or how well off you are. Do you want to die alone? That's the question. Do you want to die alone? If you don't want to die alone, then you must prioritize relationship above all else. That's it. And how do you start doing that? First, you need to get your head right. I don't care who you are. If you have a history of broken, tattered relationships, starts, stops, this, that, come on, man, look at your own relationship history. Long droughts without really being involved with anybody. Look, you gotta get that cleared up, because once you get out there, it's blood sport, baby. And you only get one. You can't practice when you're out here. You run into a person and they're looking for what they're looking for. And I would tell you, men who are serious minded about getting relational and moving on, they're not playing a lot of times back and forth, ladies. That's why I told that one young lady, you can't sit around here playing games. The ladies, the call line is open. If you have any questions, is the link working? Let me see, make sure the link is working. Wrong link. All right. Invite, copy. Ladies, there's a link. Let me make sure the link is working now. PhD, but I can't find no man. All right. So, when you hit the link, it gives you the opportunity to open it in Safari. Yep. Call in using internet audio. That's it. So, the best way to do this is hit the link. Join using Safari and then call in using internet audio. I really do want to sit back and see if we can help some of you ladies get on the right path. Because you know what makes me feel better is women who call into my show and say, when I first started watching your show, I didn't like it, but now I dig it. Here we go. All right, you must join. Hmm. Mm. All right, here we go. Maya, you need to unmute yourself. I can't see you in this camera. What the heck? Miss, what's her name? Miss Sam. Unmute yourself. Hello. First name. Okay. I was trying to understand why they said what it is. What do you got for me, Loren?
I'm 32 years old, just moved back home.
Well, first off, did you watch the program?
I did.
Do you have a list?
It's not that long. It's never been that long, but I am religious. And so I guess in the climate of spiritual but not religious dating online, that's been difficult for me to find someone who actually has the same standards that I do. And
Mm-hmm.
I do have a guy in mind that is also single in my church, known for a while as a good guy. But I think we're both super duper shy and reserved. And I'm not really sure how to open that door without, just to
How old
see
is
like, are you
how old are you?
32,
And how old is he?
about 38?
And you so you want to approach a man at church?
I don't want to, but
Hey Maya, I don't know what you're doing, but your camera's all over the place. Okay, you go to okay. Where do you see him?
I see him at church. So
Uh,
I've been gone for a few years. I'm just moving back home.
all right,
So um
you see him at church.
mhm.
Um, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2.5".
Dress size.
Dress size 10,
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
160 pounds.
Dress size 10, 5'2.5". Sounds a little bit more than that. The reason it's irrelevant, are you a virgin?
No,
Okay, so you mentioned religion for what reason?
because my relationship's trying to explore with people who don't believe the same as I do. It's just not authentic. It's
Just talk to me like I'm four. What does that mean?
um there's always like a side of myself that I feel like I can't share with them because they may not believe the same things I do, and it's like talking to them about Santa Claus when they don't believe in Santa Claus. Does that make sense?
Nope. I don't understand when religion has to do anything about dating. Is it a sexual matter or no?
It has been at times, but also just values, what we believe, how we're going to spend our money, children, things like that.
Okay. So you only date Christians?
Yes.
All right. Well, so why hasn't he approached you?
I literally just moved back home a few months ago and
Mm-hmm.
haven't had a conversation with him yet.
But he's seen you.
Yeah, he said hi. He did
Well,
initiate saying hello. Yes.
right. But why do you think he hasn't approached you?
I don't know.
Okay, so 5'2", if you're saying 160 pounds, that gives you a BMI of 29.26. That's problematic. You do know that, right?
Yeah, and this is kind of new. I haven't been larger for a long time. It
What's
was
the reason?
I didn't know I had asthma. I developed allergy induced asthma, and so I couldn't exercise. So it took me about 10 months to figure that out. So I maintained 132 for 10 years. And then when I couldn't exercise and was figuring out what was going on, my weight increased, and I am working on it.
Okay.
I'm going to the gym
All right.
5 days a week,
Okay.
all that.
I'm just as long as you're doing something about it. The thing
Mhm.
is, if you only date Christian men, then why hasn't he approached you? Has he shown any interest in you?
Not since I've been back. No.
Then why are you fixated on him?
I feel like he's a good guy and he's
But he
someone that,
doesn't want you.
well,
I mean, that's kind of required though. Don't need to get one-itis. If he sees you at church and he hasn't approached you, right?
yes.
Then it means he doesn't want to approach you. Doesn't matter if you think he's a good guy. If you want to do things a Christian way, you're not supposed to be approaching us.
Yeah, I guess all of my friends who are married, they have had I guess, a moment where they let the guy know that they were interested.
Okay. But again, that's why I'm asking about this Christianity thing. So you want to let him know you're interested.
Yes, I just don't know what the best way to do that is.
Well, are you prepared for him to not be interested?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Well, you could either, I mean, if you're all right with rejection, you could either be very direct or you could do the old fashioned thing and write a note.
Okay.
I mean, that's, and I was asking because I'm trying to get an understanding of what your image is because you sound very masculine.
Okay.
Your voice is deep, kind of heavy. Have you,
I'm a soprano singer. I don't, you
I'm,
know.
I'm just saying, man, it's not an insult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying your voice, your singing voice and your speaking voice are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michelle A, back in the day with Dr. Dre, but her singing voice is quite different. And when I'm hearing you, I'm hearing a woman who sounds a bit heavier and sounds kind of masculine. So I'm telling you this so you can know that's how you're coming across. Do with the information that you will. But importantly, the guy you're talking about, when men are interested, we tend to approach. I don't know why you want to set your. If you want to know, you could write him a note, slip him a note in church, and keep it moving. You see him
Okay.
at church, right?
Yes.
On the way on the benediction on the way out of the church. Hey, how you doing, Bob? Here, just give him a note and keep it moving. And if he's
Okay.
interested, let him follow up. But I'm just going to tell you, in typical, when we want something, we go after it. And what about if not him, then who?
I'm open.
What's your dating life look like?
I did go on a date recently after moving back home. It was nice, but there just wasn't a lot of mutual. I think it was a mutual disinterest. Like we both respected each other, but we weren't really
And you
interested
live
in
in
the
what
same
city?
thing. New Orleans.
And how long you been back?
And 4 months.
Okay. Um. Well, it's another thing. 4 months. Oh, New Orleans is a hard place to date. Very hard place to date. Um, because of the depressed economy. Are you familiar with the area?
Yes. One of the reasons why I stayed gone so long is because people are definitely a little bit more old fashioned and they tend to get married a lot younger. Um,
That's
so,
a word for it, old fashioned, but it's also it's kind of backwards. New Orleans is its own way of doing things. So I'm saying is why are you in New Orleans as a single?
COVID. COVID redirected me. So,
What do you
um,
do for a living again?
I'm a teacher.
You can teach anywhere.
Yeah. I just felt like this was a better place for me to be than a big city.
All right.
Um,
All right. Well,
Single.
listen what I'm
Yeah.
about to say. This is another problem I have with modern women. You're lazy. COVID. I'm in New York right now. I live in Atlanta. I'm sorry, ma'am. Life still goes on. You want it to be many of you ladies want it to be easy and comfortable. It's not. It's active work. And why is that important? Because you're 32, overweight, even though it may have been a recent thing, it's still there. Living in New Orleans, which is not a great place to date for singles, right?
It's true. Yeah.
And the clock is ticking. And you're talking as if any of the stuff you said mattered. Ma'am, you need to get into a city where there's single people, there's a vibrant life, and you can actually interact with a lot of people because you have some very different restraints. You're talking about Christianity and these kind of things, ma'am. You better get around some people.
How do you go about doing that under
First off, you stop making excuses. Move to Houston.
I was in Dallas. I was in small groups. I did, meetup groups. I was very involved and active.
Small
And
groups, meet up groups. What do you mean?
like I was in a big city with a lot of singles, and I
Right.
was,
I lived in Dallas, but what do you mean you were in meetup groups?
people who have common interests, they do the meetup groups
Like what?
online,
Like what?
screenwriting, film,
Yeah.
meetup groups, things
Okay,
like that.
but that's hobby stuff. That's not single stuff. It's hobby stuff. So what you're hoping to do is I'm going to go to this screenwriting meetup and then all of a sudden Boaz will be there. No. You need to go around that. Okay. It's not working. So you don't go from a larger city to a smaller city to increase your chances of meeting people. This is why I tell you women, black women in particular, y'all get real game goofy when it comes to finding a mate. You went backwards. But because it's easy. Largest city you ever lived in?
The largest city,
Mm-hmm.
Dallas,
How long did you live there?
7 years.
What was your dating life like in Dallas?
At the beginning, very active, and then I kind of just got off apps, got
No,
off
no,
of,
no, 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 no. In the beginning, how long?
I would say the first 2.5 years.
Okay. And and what was the longest relationship you had in Dallas?
6 months,
What's the longest relationship you've ever had?
6 years,
How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
They were 22.
hmm
And it ended at 28?
No, we met when I was 17.
All right. Did you guys go to college together?
No.
So you were done. All right.
We,
Puppy love. Fine. That's fine. But from 22 to 32. In Dallas, you were there for 7 years. And you said you were active on apps and everything else. But then you said it. You got lazy. You were not active. True or false?
I got lazy, yes, but I was also meeting people. I found that the people I was meeting organically, I met people organically too, not just on apps.
6 months. 6 months. That's how we judge things. 6 months. Doesn't work.
It wasn't necessarily me just cutting people off. It just I don't think I had a realistic idea of what a relationship was supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well, what do
and
you want in
also
a what do you want in a relationship?
honestly, I want
You
a
want to
husband.
let me you want to be married?
Yes, for sure.
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many?
I'm good with up to 5.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
No.
How much would a man need to make in Dallas dollars to support a family of 5 children and a wife? to have a middle class lifestyle, to where those children have access to college if they chose to want to go there, to where you could live in a nice suburban neighborhood with a above average public school or private school. How much would a man need to make in Dallas dollars annually?
200 plus. That's not what I was necessarily
Okay,
looking
listen.
for.
I need you to
Yeah.
listen. I need you to
Mhm.
listen. $200,000 will not support a family of 6. What I just described. I lived in Dallas for 12 years. In order, $350,000 is roughly a family of 3 and a wife. So 5, you're talking every kid had $50,000. You're talking $450,000 to $500,000 for you not to have to work. Now, why did I put that up there? Because I said the kids are going to. Would you want the kids to have to go take out student loan debt if they want to go to college?
No.
So mommy and daddy would have to pay for it, right?
I mean,
If they didn't take out student loans and didn't get scholarship, who would pay for it?
parents would, but I'm just saying.
Mommy and daddy would have to pay for it.
Mhm.
That's what I just said. And mommy ain't working, so daddy would have to pay for it. And daddy would have to pay for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids possibly going to college with no income from mommy. You can't do that on $200,000. So you ladies need to start putting pen to paper. You ladies need to start understanding money, time, and things like that. Because the follow-up question is, would a man who makes the kind of money you're talking about, what is he going to want from a wife what is he going to want from a wife, especially a wife that could be a housewife and never have to work? What is he going to want? What do you think?
I mean, I'm very well aware of the trophy wife lifestyle of many Dallas. I call them Dallasites.
I said, what do you think? I didn't ask that.
He probably wants a beautiful wife who's fit and bubbly and kind.
Well, let's start with number 1. Are you fit?
Not currently, but
All right. All right.
I realize that
Okay.
I'm working on.
Are you cooperative?
Yes.
If I asked the guys you dated in the past, well, see, cooperative women tend to have relationships, ma'am. That's one thing I can say cooperative women tend to have. Even average looking cooperative women, they'd have relationships.
I mean, you could interview them. I would say I was more passive than anything else. Maybe that's different from being cooperative, but I definitely
That's different from passive, meaning what?
I'm just saying I know I wasn't combative or challenging in a relationship. I was more accommodating than anything else.
Then who ended the relationships?
It was 50-50 most,
There's no 50-50, man.
I'm just saying, not saying one relationship was mutually ended. I'm just saying sometimes
Okay.
that would end
The
it.
longest relationship you had was 6 months. That's not very long. Who ended that?
The guy.
Why?
He said that he wasn't in love and he should be by then.
He wasn't in love with
Yeah.
you?
Right.
Okay. Hey, where's your dad at?
He is in Baton Rouge.
All right. Were you raised with mom and dad?
7 years of my life.
7 years. What does that mean? First 7 years?
Yes.
All right. So it sounds to me like you really don't understand relationships.
Precisely.
But you're a grown woman. You're 32 years old. The world doesn't owe you understanding, and it's time to grow up. And to become 32 years old to not understand relationships, that's a problem that you got to fix. Because if you can't sustain a relationship longer than 6 months, getting married is out. And you don't have time to waste. You don't have time to play this slow. And I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. The chances of you not having to work after marriage are slim to none. 72% of mothers in this country have to work. And if you got and having 5 kids, come on, man. This is kind of crazy. It's kind of, those are big goals.
I'm
And the
not
main
saying
and
I
the main thing
absolutely
is
have to
and the
have five
main
kids.
and the
I'm
main
willing
thing
to
you have,
have.
and the main thing you have to understand is a man who's making that kind of money who wants a housewife, she has to be fit, feminine, cooperative. That fit, feminine, cooperative. That's much more about you getting on his program versus him getting on your program. So this whole notion of Christianity and this other thing, you can't. I hate to say this way, but I have to be honest. You can't afford to be putting stipulations on anything. Deal breakers. Yeah, you need to be talking to anybody who'll talk to you. That sounds kind of cold, but just look at your relationship track record. You can't afford to be kicking people out. See, that's cooperation, compromise. Go ahead, Candace. How are you? Good. What do you got for me on the topic? One
I
thing that
personally
keeps,
don't have a list, but I find all my friends with lists have the hardest time finding people because they're so specific.
well, I mean, the last person I talked to, just by saying Christians, that makes it really difficult.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm actually 19.
19.
Yeah.
What are your, are you actively dating?
Um, Not really.
Have
I'm
you,
trying, but it's kind of hard.
what do you mean?
It's hard to find people to date around my age.
Uh, huh? It's kind of hard to find people. Are you in college?
Yeah, I'm in university.
Then they're on campus.
Well, we don't have in-person classes, so
Well, even before Corona, there was. Are you a sophomore?
yes.
So freshman year. See, you young ladies, you're gonna have to start getting more comfortable, uh, mingling and mixing with guys, because after Corona, things have changed. But you don't want to waste time, young lady,
That's true. Yeah.
because saying it's hard. I don't. I'll put it this way. When's the last time you went on a date?
Um a while ago, probably freshman year.
Yeah, you better get on a dating app, uh, something, because you don't want to sit out here and have this happen.
Yeah.
So, and at your age, everybody has ideals, but at 19, you guys really you got to start trying stuff. And here's the thing, I know that you don't want to get to the point to where you become a femcel, a female incel, or relationally socially awkward as a young lady, and that's a real possibility if you don't really interact with men. Even just going out onto pizza in a movie or whatever the equivalent is. All right, talk to you later. Thanks, sis. All right, Destiny, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Destiny. Hello. Hey,
My question is, how can
what's your
a
first name?
younger Destiny,
Okay, go ahead.
how can younger women like me connect with an older guy? I was once
How old
in
are
a
you? How old are you?
20, 26.
Okay. Connect with an older guy.
Yeah, I was dating a guy. He told me he was 35,
Mm-hmm.
but he ended up being 42.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship just ended. So I just kind of felt like once I knew his age, I really couldn't connect with him. And I just didn't
Why?
know.
Why?
I
Well,
just feel
first,
like
let me. How old was he? 45.
no, he told no, he told me he was 35, but he
Mm-hmm.
ended up being 42.
So he was all of 9 years old. He was. He told you he was. So
He
you're
told me he was 35.
and you're 26. So
Yes,
he
and he
told you
ended
he
up
was
being
9 years
42.
older than. Okay. So how old is? Where's your dad?
He's not in my life.
Exactly. Tell her what she wins, Bob. She wins a list of daddy issues. Because women worldwide tend to prefer to date older men because older men tend to have already got all the game and stuff out of our system. We tend to be ready for relationships. We've had time to get out here and work and acquire resources. So, yeah. But if you didn't have a dad in your life, it's hard to look at a man, see what a man was supposed to do. What's the oldest? What's the oldest man outside this last guy? What's your longest relationship?
A year and a half.
Uh, and how long ago was that?
That was two years ago.
And why did you guys break up?
I found out he had someone else.
He was cheating.
Yes.
How did you find that out?
Um, I was just over his place and she showed up.
Hmm. What'd she say?
Who are you? It was a big mess, and I'm just like, I just don't need it. I feel like I'm young enough to move on and
So
to
what's the
find someone.
oldest? What's the oldest man you would want to date?
I would say 35, and
30.
I think that's why he said it.
Okay. And do you want to be married?
I do.
All right. Do you want to have children one day?
I absolutely do. Yes,
How many?
4 or 3.
Okay. And what city do you live in?
Kansas City, Missouri.
All right. Midwest. So, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child?
I would say, yeah. I realize that we live in a world that it's almost required nowadays to live comfortably. So I wouldn't mind. I would definitely
I
do
said,
that.
I said, do you want to have to though?
I don't want to have to, but I know realistic, I would.
Here's the problem with that answer. Most relationships break up. Uh, Money is cited as a problem, and women who say they wouldn't mind really do mind. And I'm just trying to ask you, what do you want? You mean you want to work until you're pregnant? You want to be on your feet working through the eighth month, 8 month and 2 weeks. Then you want to take off the last 2 weeks, go into labor, have a child, and then 12 weeks after you have that child, you want to go back to work. And then you want to do that again and get pregnant 3 to 6 months in the line and then do that again. And then another 3 to 6 months, get pregnant and do that again. And
Yeah,
have three kids in daycare.
I have a profession between photography and massage that I can take my kids with me.
Oh shit. Here we go. We're at it. Massage therapist. God damn it. Are you an actress too? Yes.
No, I said photography and
Oh, of course.
massage.
So you don't have a real job. You don't have a real job.
Oh,
Sorry, man. My ex-wife was a massager. You don't have a real job. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just getting. I know what I'm talking about. So all this, you don't mind working. You ain't trying to. Anyway, um, let's get right to the rubber meets the road. How much would a man need to be able to make to support a family and a wife with 3 kids to give him a middle class lifestyle?
I would say 2K, 250. Maybe yeah, 250. Maybe in the Midwest.
Okay, it's closer to 350, but that's all right. Um, I'm still trying to be stuck on the fact that you're okay with working. I don't really believe that. I just don't. But I'll take it that But the thing is, you don't have a profession where you're going into work. So when you're thinking of work, you mean you would be all right trying to give deep tissue massages at 8 weeks at 8 months pregnant?
That's when I will do for more photography work.
Right. You're hoping you would do more photography work. How much money have you made as a photographer?
Um, Around 30,000.
Over what period of time?
A year.
$30,000 in 1 year. How much did you make as a massage therapist?
I'm still getting into that right now.
All right. So you're living on $30,000 a year.
Well, I also have a main job with doing post
You said
office, but yeah,
you said I mean, okay. How much do you make annually?
I make plus the around 80.
What's your main job?
Post office.
Government work.
Yes.
All right. Why is all this relevant, man? Because I need to understand how long have you been working for the post office?
I've been doing that for about 5 years now.
All right. So, and are you in the office? You a letter carrier? What kind of stuff we're talking about?
Letter carrier.
All right, ma'am. You're not. I find it hard to believe you want to be pregnant carrying letters at 8 months pregnant. And do you know anybody with children? Do you know anybody with kids?
Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of friends with kids.
How much is uh newborn newborn care monthly?
Say it again.
How much is newborn care monthly? Like daycare, that
Um,
kind of stuff. How much is that cost for a newborn?
I know some people I spoke to say that it's about maybe 300, 200 a week. So roughly around almost 1,000.
For newborn care? Uh, do some Google searching, but I think your number is low.
No, I don't. I
Oh,
wouldn't
okay,
think
ma'am.
so.
I already have a kid. I know the business. I'm talking. I didn't ask you questions. I don't ask questions I don't know the answer to. I just say I want you to go find it out yourself. But anyway, let's see. It sounds admirable, but if 3 kids in the Midwest, you're going to. If you're still looking for somebody to make $250,000 to supplement your income of whatever you're making, how much would you want to have to make annually in addition to your husband's income? How about that?
I want to make 100K.
What percentage of women in this country make $100,000 or more? What percentage of women in this country make $100,000 or more annually?
I'm not sure.
Guess.
Roughly 60.
See what I mean, guys? Women don't know cost. 3% of women in this country make 3 to 4% of women in this country make $100,000 or more, and you say 60.
I'm almost there.
You just skipped over something that was very important to tell me how close you are. 3 to 4% of women in this country make 6 figures, and you're saying you're almost there. Congratulations, but and I mean no disrespect to what I'm about to say. I really need you to understand. I mean no disrespect, but the bulk of your income comes from unskilled labor. It comes because you're employed by the federal government. You didn't negotiate that salary. You didn't do any. You didn't go get any special skills to earn that money. You apply for a well-paying job with government benefits. But if you were to lose that job, do you have the skills to make $100,000 a year? And the answer is no. That's what I need you to understand.
Right.
And I need everybody to understand what your skills are worth. So I think you need to rearrange your idea of what money is, because you thinking women are that making that much money is over is incredible. And why it's all important is because how old would a man need to be making around $250,000 a year?
Um, I would say upper 30s.
Mm, upper 30s. Right.
38,
Right.
40.
So again, if you want a man who's a higher earner, you're gonna have to deal with older men.
And that's why I called in, just to
So,
see the connection. Could there be a connection dating an older guy? Because we have totally different
well, the
interests.
thing is, you're gonna have to get on his. Well, the thing is, the connection is not for it's for you to get on his plan. He's the commodity. He's the prize in this scenario. He's the catch, because he's the one that will be carrying the bulk of the financial load for the family, right?
Hmm.
So, um, I don't care about love and chemistry or anything like that. Marriage is a practical thing. It's a business.
Hmm.
So what you're talking about is makes no sense to me, especially when you start putting financial restraints on it. Um, are you used to men chasing you?
No, no. I think that
I mean,
these
it's not an. I mean, I'm
last
just
two have been,
go ahead.
they went after me,
Huh?
but no, I'm not used to it.
See, and what I said about getting on, it's a woman's job to look and see how she can nest in a man's situation. It's my job to provide a place for you to nest. I mean, if a man's having to go out and make $250,000, $300,000 a year, he's putting in hard work,
Hmm.
long hours. He don't have time to try to romance you and all this other kind of stuff. He's putting in 12, 14-hour days. And this is one of the problems. I think so many of you young ladies really don't know what it takes to make the kind of money you're talking about. Think the kind of money you're talking about is a lot more available and easy. Case in point, you think 60% of women, thought that was a reasonable number to say 60% of women in the country make over $100,000. Then where are the poor women if the majority of women are making over six figures? You see what I mean?
Hmm.
And at 26, you should have a far more grown up look on life and relationships. If you want to have a middle class standard of life and due respect, you didn't go to college, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
And then you went to work at the post office?
Yeah, I was going into management,
What's your degree in?
accounting.
How much student loan debt are you in?
I'm not in much. Um, Roughly 10,000.
Okay. Um, why didn't you use your degree?
I just couldn't really get into anything, and that was a
You
easy
graduated.
job.
You graduated on time.
Did I graduate on time? No.
What year did you graduate?
Graduated 2015.
5 years, ma'am. You graduated on time, roughly. So in 5 years, you couldn't find an accounting job.
No, I couldn't.
That's
And
bullshit. That's bullshit.
no,
Stop, man. Stop.
no, I
That's
really, I
stop.
really
Listen,
couldn't.
listen. You went to college to get a degree for nothing then. And this is why dad is so important. There's no way in hell you should have gone to college, get a degree in accounting to go work at the post office. See, if you told me I couldn't get a job right out of school and I needed to pay bills, that's one thing. But you should have still been looking for an entry level accounting job anywhere. But you took the easy path, the government money. But unfortunately, ma'am, that means zero on your resume. If they were to lay you off next month, you would be an entry level worker anywhere. You wasted 5 years of employment time. I get it. The money is probably more at the post office than you could have made as an entry level accountant. But that's short term.
Hmm.
See, if you had been doing entry level accounting stuff, you could have actually been in a position to run accounting out of your home, a bookkeeper or something like that. Non-physical labor that you could do for a husband or a business, not physical labor as a massage therapist, not creative work that's extremely competitive and low end like photography. See, this is the difference with what a lot of non-black people do. Women are actually saying, you know what? I'll have a degree that can I actually work for someone, but I can also translate and work from home as a housewife. Or if my husband owns a business, I can be his bookkeeper. But you have no experience in that. And that's a gap. That's where men are so important because we don't allow you to just get out here and flutter around like you guys are doing just because the money is better.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I know. So when did you stop looking for a job in accounting?
Um, for a while, once I
Exactly.
um,
So you didn't even try, man. You stopped trying.
right.
Okay. So what I need you to hear is the kind of man you're talking about is a man that's driven. The top 5% of men in this country earn the kind of money you're talking about. The top 5%. And you're saying that I work at the post office. I'm a massage therapist trying to be. Working at the post office. I'm a photographer, and I'm trying to become a massage therapist. And you're talking to a man who's structured, disciplined, and a high earner, and your stuff is all over the place. That's why when you said it, I already did 3 broadcasts on women that high value men avoid, and it's because of this chaotic, kind of flighty mindset. Men like the guys I described cannot see how you would be an asset to him. As what could he turn over to you? Even if he had a business, what could he turn over to you? What could you run for the business for the family?
I
So
mean, yeah.
so what I'm saying is, why are you becoming a massage therapist?
It's a business that is in my family, and eventually is going to be passed down to me. I'm a spa, so just gonna get into that trade.
Somebody already owns the business?
Yes,
Who?
my mom.
Can't make this shit up. So you're going to go get you're going to go get licensed with the state. How much is an hour massage in your city?
The average massage would be on the high end 80, so around 60, 75.
Yeah, 60, 75 at Massage Envy. $45, 45 to 50 at Massage Envy. So you'd have to ma'am, my ex-wife was this, and I'm telling you, it's not a profitable business. It's a business of flexibility.
Hmm.
So um this is fine as a single woman. Um post office, photographer, massage, but you don't even sound like you even have time to date with all this other stuff going on. Yeah, I would say book a session. There's too much going on here. I mean, but I don't foresee this ending well. Especially if your mom is a massage therapist.
No,
Do you have
she
any?
just
Do you have any sisters?
she owns a spa. Yeah, I
Okay.
own a sister. She just moved down to Dallas.
Right. And where are all the men in your family?
My two brothers are
How
one
old
just
are
came
they?
back
How old are they?
20 28, and then one is 25.
They're not men yet. You got a bunch. You book a session. Um, because if you don't correct this ship and get a course, a ditch is very likely in the future. Because it sounds to me like you have a family full of creatives and no male structure. I've seen this picture before many times, many, and it doesn't end well.
Okay,
Uh, all right,
thank you.
yeah. Rochelle, go ahead and unmute yourself. Yeah, this is why when I did that broadcast about the kind of women high value men avoid. Hello,
Yes, I'm here.
hi Rochelle, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me?
Okay, so this is actually my first time listening to your show or watching your show. And I actually was having this conversation tonight with a friend of mine who sent me the link and everything. So I'm 38. And so I know you've had a lot of younger women on, but I'm 38. I am single. I have no children. So I know you were talking about when women get to that 40 plus range, it starts to go downhill. Luckily, I'm still fertile
Okay.
because when you get my age, you start to see a fertility doctor and make sure you're good.
Right.
Um, but I
I mean,
guess my question to you would be for women that are over the age of 35 or like myself, approaching, 40 in 2 years, um, it is very difficult out here to find um, men that are really ready to settle down and take things seriously. I've met plenty of guys that are really great, but then they have these insecurity issues, or they're just they're just
okay,
still playing the field, or they're entertaining.
shorten it up. You're 38 and
So,
you're ready to get married and you're good. But the problem is you can't seem to find a man that's ready to marry you.
um, I
In a
wouldn't
nutshell.
say necessarily ready to marry me, but ready to at least
Do
be
you
on
want to
that
be married?
path.
Do you want to be married?
I do.
How long should it take a man to marry a woman? How long should it take a man before he knows he wants to marry a woman?
I think that most men probably know within 6 months to a year.
So again, so you want to be married. So you want to be on
Hmm.
that path because you're 38. What city are
Right.
you in?
I'm in Chicago.
All right. So when I talk about no man's land, danger zone, and all this other thing, I say it not to be pejorative. It's just the focus.
Hmm.
I just because you're over 35 doesn't mean it's over. I mean, I know women that are that age. I've actually gone out with women that age. Uh, but it's different.
Hmm.
It's different in the sense that what's the longest relationship you've ever had?
My longest relationship was 5 years.
How long ago was that? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Monique. I see you in there. 5 years. How long ago was that?
That was in 2017.
2017. 5 years. It ended in 2017.
Yes.
So you were 2012, 2017. Were you guys in the same city?
Yes.
Why didn't you guys get married?
He was a serial cheater. I mean,
And you're one
honestly,
of your and you're one of your five.
in year 3.
So why'd you stay?
Um, I
Just
think that
just curious.
no, I understand. I think that I had to do a lot of self-reflection in
Okay.
order to understand that after the relationship. And it was a lot of
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
You're trying.
I mean, I got four more people. I need to kind of get through this.
Mm,
Um, and that's fine. You don't find. I mean, 3 years. People need to go through their process. Just get rid of somebody. I get it. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Dress size.
What's my dress size?
Uh huh.
Did you say my dress size?
Yes.
I'm a size 6 or 8.
Size 6 or 8. And how much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
I weigh myself every day, so I was 148 this morning.
Cool. Last question. If you had to give yourself a rating, just your face, fresh face right out of the shower, your
Mhm.
natural hair, um, what would you give yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? And you cannot use 7.
Oh, I'm not gonna use 7. I would give myself at least uh 8.95.
Okay. Um, so around here, Beyonce is roughly an 8. Kelly Rowland's roughly a 9.
Mhm.
So you're on the Kelly Rowland end of things.
Yes, I am.
All right. Um, in the last 3 years, how many men have you had seriously wanting to date you?
Um, what is this? 2020s? Well, I had just gotten out of that relationship in 2017,
That
so
was three
I've been
years
on.
ago.
Right, but when you go through something like that,
I
you
don't.
got to take some time.
No, you don't.
No,
Not
you
me.
do. If
All
you've been
right.
in
Oh,
abusive relationships, you
all
do
right.
have to
I
take
see.
time.
Now this is not okay. Hold on now. Recognize where you're at. That's your
I know where
one.
I am.
I'm just all right. This okay. Let me explain something. Okay. I'm nice to you if you're nice to me. I have no particular dog in the fight, but you can't talk over the host. The things
No,
I
I'm not
say are
going
not.
to.
All right. So in the last 3 years, even after your detox from your relationship, what's the longest time you've dated anyone since your breakup?
3 months.
3 months. Had you guys
Yeah.
gotten intimate?
Yes, we had.
Who ended it? Who ended it?
He did.
Do you happen to know why?
Um, yes. He was going through some personal issues that required therapy, so he said. I
Okay.
don't I mean, I call bullshit. I don't know if people curse on your show, but I call BS
All
on
right.
that. To me, it's like he just wanted to meet and he just wanted to screw. And then once he got what
But
he
you
wanted, he
but you're
walked out.
38 years old and you can have sex.
Hmm.
You don't need to lie to you about it. I mean
Oh
that's
no,
the
he doesn't have to lie to me about it, and I don't
so
lie to other people about it.
so if you're who tends to end your relationships when you're since 2017? You or guys? Even in the
I ended
casual
it.
dating. Okay. And you said you've gone through therapy?
Yes, I'm still
And,
going through it.
right. And what were you diagnosed? What did your therapist or your counselor say?
Anxiety and depression.
Yep. 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 So is the issue really that men aren't necessarily ready for what you're ready
Um,
for?
I don't think that that's necessarily that men are not necessarily ready. I mean, I think that I am taking that this time now to process and heal the wounds that I have so that I'm also ready. But I've just noticed that um I don't know if I necessarily agree that you just have to stop cold turkey with meeting people and dating while you're going
I
through
didn't. I never said you had
therapy.
to stop cold turkey, man. But your relationship was over in 2017, right?
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Um, and if you're going into relationships, are you going into them just casually, just saying, "Hey, I'm still in process, so I just want to keep this, very light because I'm not
Mm,
looking to get married because I'm still got some things going on with me."
no, I don't get that personal, when I'm first meeting somebody.
Then I don't understand. What is it? What's the outcome that you want to achieve? You want to get married, and you've been in therapy for how long?
Just a month, not long.
Okay. I have to ask if what you were saying happened was so traumatic. Why did it take you 2+ years before you started counseling?
I have a very public facing career, so and I have
Okay.
moved quite a bit. In those 3 years, I've lived in three different cities.
Hmm.
So I mean that was also part of it. But now I'm having time to kind of reflect. And then my father died in September,
Okay.
so
Okay.
all of that
All
compounded
right.
is led to this.
So in 3 years, okay. I'm going on what you said that it was a traumatic relationship.
Hmm.
Um, and having a public facing career,
Hmm.
celebrity stars, people get counseling all the time. It would have been wiser to do it uh, back then, so we wouldn't just be because you're only a month into it now.
Hmm.
You're not ready, and
Okay.
I'm telling you, in the interaction I'm having with you, you're editing yourself right now, but I can feel it. I can feel what you're doing,
How am
and
I
so you
editing myself?
um look, man, I'm good at what I do. I don't have thousands of people watching me because I don't. But what I'm telling you, even if you're as attractive as you say you are,
Hmm.
you will be difficult to date
Hmm. Why?
because you're still broken.
Hmm.
You want to go back and forth with me over certain things, and I'm like, man, 5 years, and if it hurt that much, that means between 2017 and last month, the guys that you've interacted with were getting pieces.
Hmm.
So the problem isn't finding men who are ready to do whatever. Even if you met a perfect man, you're not whole enough to be a wife, which is what I
Hmm.
talk about often on this show. Professional, attractive, successful women whose relationship skills are completely unfit for the things they say they want.
Hmm.
And it's because we have such a stigma in the black community about therapy. So we're the last people to go seek it. Then when we do go seek it, we don't want it to take as long as it does. And then the sad part is we start diagnosing everybody else when you're a novice in therapy. Um, if you know you ultimately want to get married, the best thing to do is when's the last time you saw your ex?
He came to my father's funeral, so in September.
Is he in the same city?
No.
Okay. Um, and when you date now,
Hmm.
um, well, I have to ask, how do you get your itch scratched? Do you have an itch scratcher?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Uh,
okay with that.
does he know he's an itch scratcher?
Yes. Yeah.
And he's been scratching your itch for quite a while.
Are, are you talking about my ex or?
Now, I'm talking about the guy you're having sex with.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought you were actually talking about like a
No,
toy.
no. I mean a physical
No, I
man.
don't. No, I'm not intimate with anybody.
When was the last time you were intimate with someone?
Uh, Last month. What is this? November? Yeah, last month.
Okay, but all right, and that was okay. So you don't have a friend with benefit that who you can have sex with on a
I mean,
consistent basis.
I do, but they're just not in Chicago. But I do.
Okay, uh, it sounds very chaotic, ma'am. Um,
It's not chaotic.
I okay.
Now, I think you're absolutely right when you talk about, being a whole woman and having broken pieces and things to fix, which is why I'm seeking the help. But my life is not chaotic.
I'm saying that, and say you okay. Um, choose whatever word you it fits. It just doesn't sound very simple. Um, if you have someone that you have as a friend with benefits, somebody to have sex with, but they're not in town, they're not in the
But I
same
don't need
city.
it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that serious to me. So that's why that I don't think that that's a complicated part of my life because it's not that necessary.
So sex is so okay. So then why do you have a battery operated buddy if it's not that necessary?
I mean, the physical touch of a man is not that necessary for me to
Well,
have to
that
fly
that's
out to
that
LA.
and thank you. And right there. Thank you. Thank you. The physical touch of a man is not that necessary because you have a battery operated buddy. And see, that's the brokenness, which is the chaotic part.
What I'm
Just because
saying is
just
that
because
I'm
just
just
because
not
you can
going to.
just because okay. All right. This could possibly get very messy. At the end of the day, man, at 38 years old, the issue is not men.
Hmm.
The issue is not
Mm.
men. The issue is not men, especially men in Chicago. You're an international city. There are plenty of marriageable men that are damn sure are earning well, who are marriage minded.
Uh-huh.
Hell, I got
There
it.
are.
Excuse me.
I said there certainly are. I mean, I literally just
Right,
moved here on Saturday.
right. So, but I will tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, the if you're, what kind of income do you want your potential husband to make?
Um, honestly, I've never been that much of a stickler when it comes to that.
Give me a ballpark.
Um,
Just
I
ballpark it.
would say I would say maybe 200.
$200,000. Do you care if he has kids or not?
No. I mean,
Okay.
at my age, I feel like men that I'm gonna meet that
And
are
how tall?
older
And,
will
and how
likely
tall?
have
And do
a
you care how
kid.
how 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 tall he is?
I mean, as long as he's maybe 5'9" and up, it's
How
fine.
tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". All right. What percentage of men in this country earn over $200,000?
Oh, geez. Well, if we're talking black men,
Nope, just men. Period.
just men, uh, maybe 6%.
Right. So, and men who are making that kind of money, six
Hmm.
percent roughly, um, they, for the most part, are the cream of the crop of financial earners. They
Hmm.
have their pick of the litter. So I asked the
Right.
question. I asked the question of you that I asked all women. Why would a man who's earning $200,000 plus, who can have any woman, want you?
Well, I think that I would be coming in with also my own, six-figure salary.
Don't give
And
a shit about your money.
I know they don't, but I'm just saying I would be coming in with my own. So it's not like I'm coming to them with my money, but I know that I
R-
have a
Rochelle, we
really,
we don't care about your money or your careers or anything like. I'm just being honest, ma'am. I get it. You have it, but it doesn't. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you, ladies, why this doesn't matter. Because you're not gonna. We don't have access to it anyway, and you ain't gonna be spending it on us. So your money
why would
doesn't
you
exist.
say that?
Uh, okay. Do women in general, who in general funds the relationship?
I would say men in general
Right.
fund the
Who's
relationship, but
exact
why would a
exact
woman not want to do for her
ex,
man too?
well, this is gonna be another problem, man. What is your vertical, your career path? You don't have to tell me the exact title.
I work in higher education.
All right. Um, hmm. Women typically don't spend money on men. Period.
Hmm.
Point blank. End of sentence. Uh, I do very well for myself, and it's not a surprise. We laugh about how you can buy a Birkin bag over here, but they think they bought you a video game. It's something.
Hmm.
What's the most you've ever spent on your man that's not a birthday, Christmas, or anniversary type gift? Just on a Tuesday.
Um, I actually, I spent, it was a Tumi bag that I bought for one of my exes, and it was like about $600. And
Six
it was
hundred
just
dollar.
a
Then that
gift.
ain't shit. I spent
Hmm.
$600 at dinner. So I'm sorry, your six-figure job and everything else don't mean shit to us because your bag, the shoes that I bought you, was $600. I could pull $600 worth of shit and throw it at this camera right now. I'm in New York City, and anyway, $600. That's what I mean. I say that, man, because when I say stuff, you ladies want to push back and like, well, I make it. It don't matter if we don't have access
I
to it.
wasn't pushing back. I didn't even
I
get a
say,
chance to
ladies in general,
actually
we don't
answer.
have access. We don't have access to your money. We don't have access to your money, and we're not going to be able to spend it, and that's fine. So, what else do you bring? What else? He said, why would he want you? And you were going to, outside of your money and your accomplishments, what else do you bring to the table?
Um, I think that for me, I think that I'm a very, very supportive woman when it comes to, I know in my past relationships, when it comes to their dreams and their goals, I know that I am able to speak life into them. I'm extremely submissive in a sense. I actually, sometimes when you're in these senior roles as a woman and you're like this dominant figure all day long, it's nice to come home and be able to just be submissive. It's being submissive helps me to relax, honestly, in relationships.
So,
Um,
your 5 year relationship, did you live with him?
yes, I did.
Um, and he out earned you?
No, I owned him.
Say again?
No, I out earned him.
Okay. Substantially?
Yes.
Did he go to college?
Did he or did I?
Did he?
No.
And where'd you graduate from?
Johns Hopkins.
You need to book 5 sessions. I'm gonna leave it right here, man, because you go. My website is bykevinsamuels.com. I don't want to do this right here.
Hmm.
Incredible. I did that because she's new to the platform, and that was possibly going to go off the rails. Um, and I think there's a lot of help that could be happen there, but this would not be the forum to do it, ma'am. What I was reading from you is a lot of hurt. Uh, I'm not going to be bold enough to say I know where it comes from, but just what I was vibing from you, especially when you say you were dating down, get cheated on by someone that you're dating down to, and if I believe you that you're submissive to this, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions. Latoya, how are you? Unmute yourself. Oh wow, I'm going to you next, Jessica. Hey, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
Give her a break. Don't. She's new. What's
Oh,
going on?
ma'am, please be merciful. I've been listening. Okay,
I know.
you trashed her for, being a new. My whole thing is I'm open from the beginning of the conversation when I was listening from things to like, that lady's ridiculous viewpoints. There were some things I was just like, well, wait a minute. I don't want anybody sitting in front of a game all day. I understand a ridiculousness of a list, but there's some aspects that was like, come on, man.
on the
And
Steve
then
Harvey thing.
yes, and then I understand now. I will admit, I am a super late bloomer. Definitely super late
You're a
bloomer.
super what? Laborer?
No, super late bloomer to the
Okay.
point where you are speaking on what women make money and time. Like you said, they are important, and what you bring to the table is important,
So,
as well as men. But like you brought up the reality of men, you brought up percentages of what women of making this amount of money, 300 K or whatever. Yes, that is a reality, but outside of that, what aspects of a woman that she can bring to the table that
So
okay,
do me a favor. What do you
matters.
have on the topic? What do you have on the subject? Oh, it's past 12 o'clock. What point did you want to drop in?
My
Or do you,
point is that I agree with you on some aspects, but there's a lot of things that I don't, and I'm going to try to catch the next show to try to catch one topic like with the
okay.
last one. There's a lot of
I'll have a show on Friday for disagreements.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
no problem. Thank you.
All right, Jessica, what's going on?
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
I'm good. What you got for
Yeah.
me?
So the topic is single
Yeah,
women, right?
yeah. Well, you know, the
I'm 40.
one thing that keeps women single and unmarried. That
Yes.
list. What do you
So
got for me?
I'm actually hoping I can learn a little bit from you, but I also am hoping I can throw some gems down for some younger women. I'm 43
Okay.
and I am in that category of making close to 200,000. I'm in the medical device industry.
Okay.
And, I hear you a lot. What do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? And that's hard for me, to be honest. It's
That's
it's
hard.
hard for me. Yes, because I have always considered myself an asset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be an asset. I don't want to come into the relationship with a man and I have all this debt burden and this, that, and the other thing.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, I feel like because I don't have that, I own my own condo in San Diego, make close to 200,000. I'm nurturing, I'm loving, I'm sexy, I'm this, I'm that. A lot of times I feel like I emasculate men.
Well,
And
if I
so what do
interview,
you think?
if I interviewed what was your last relationship?
So I actually was in a 7-year relationship. The gentleman lived in Los Angeles, as did I.
How long ago was
And that
that?
2 years ago. And it was
That-
toxic. And I was engaged for 5 years through 2010 to 2005 to 2010.
Okay, so from 2005 to 2000. So in the last 15 years, you've had 2 relationships.
Yes. Yes.
And you said the last one fell under toxic. Have you ever just, since the guy you were with, when did you guys break up? This last relationship.
October of 2018, and I decided to move to San Diego because we
So
needed
from
a lot of
2008.
distance.
So from 2018. So 2019, and then going into COVID. How much have you casually dated?
I would say occasionally. I think I've been with 3 gentlemen sexually, and
So
it was
if I had
okay.
to ask those guys, had to ask the guys that in 2019, and then the guys back in 2005 and beyond, what is it like to be with Jessica outside of the bedroom? What is it like just to be in a room with her?
Cold,
What will be the consensus?
cold,
Cool. What is that?
cold,
Cold. Right.
guarded,
Why?
because I was in a relationship. My ex-fiance, I loved him. He was a gambler.
Okay.
And it was more the business. You talk about marriage as a business.
Mhm.
That was the situation where you couldn't get married because love wasn't enough. It's a business.
Right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I meet you. I'm not paying for. I don't want to pay for that shit.
I know.
I'm a fucking incredible man. Are you kidding? So
Right.
I
So I
get
want
it.
you to, I want out of a man consistency. And I'm not seeing that. And
Well,
I'm
consistency in what?
consistency in text
Uh-huh.
when you say or call when you say you're gonna
Hold
call.
on. See. Now we're about to get there. What is your love
Yeah.
language?
Physical touch and quality time.
Well, all right. So you want. Well, then again, here's the thing that happens the older we get. We are comfortable with our provisioning and our resource. We can make ends. We can make money. But
Mm-hmm.
and between the ages of 35 and 60 is a chance to finally get this shit together. Because after
Yep.
60, we're in a we're just by ourselves with cats and dogs, and this is pretty fucking sad. So we've all been hurt. We've all have accidents. You got broken bones. I got scars. Scars remind us that the past is real. When are you going to put it down?
I'm working on that right now, actually.
Oh,
And
the thing is, at your age and my age, getting back to the point to where you can just okay, getting to the point to where
actually,
you trust.
could I say one thing?
Go ahead.
If there is one thing that I could tell your viewers who are women who are younger, my one regret being a 43-year-old, very sexy, very attractive. I'm not worried about that part. But if I could go back in time, I would be more serious about a relationship in my undergrad
Mm-hmm.
and my 20s. I wasn't.
Yep.
I thought I had a ton of time, Kevin.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
we
I know.
all? We think we have
Yeah,
a ton of time, right?
I know. But here's the thing: just because all these things have happened, life isn't over. My mother got this right at age 50, and she's been married for 23 years. But I was going to
Okay.
ask, whatever you're working on, we all have to get to the point to where we can just trust ourselves again to make a good choice, and not like when I'm out dating, I don't really give a shit what you're doing. I don't. I really don't. Because I'm gonna
Neither
do
do
what I'm
I.
going to do. And the thing is, if relationships are risks, but here's the thing: if you don't risk, all you'll have is that wall, that dog, your PhD, and an empty coffin, and nobody to
But
share that with. Are you
but
in
with
active therapy now?
I've been in therapy. I mean, I think we all should go to therapy at some point. We're never perfect. We're always should be evolving. But here's the thing. You're rolling back to what do you have to offer? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want to get from you. What, given everything that I've shared with you,
Well, the
how,
40.
I mean, I have to trust other people. I know that. I have to trust a man. I have to be more open and nurturing and loving. And I'm trying
Well,
to
I'll tell
peel
you what
back
older
those
women can
onions.
offer. I'll tell you what older women can offer. Honestly, you can offer appreciation that younger women can't. Um, and I'm gonna give an example, and it might piss some women off. But I don't know if you've ever seen anybody that survived a near death accident.
Mhm,
They're grateful for the next day. And men today don't need your money or your condo or your. I
mhm.
mean, the sex is great, but he just needs to know that you're grateful that he's there and he's putting up with you.
Sex is great. Yeah, I
I
miss
mean, but
that.
the thing is, that's great, but that's fine. But after that, it's like understanding. See, at our age, we sex is gonna happen. It's just get to the point to where if your partner's love language is words of affirmation, even if that's not yours, that you are grateful enough that he's there with you, that you're going to figure out how to communicate to him the way he needs it, because it matters that he's there. Because if he's not, then you got to get back out there and try to find somebody else to end up where?
Mhm.
Back on the fucking couch. Take care of the motherfucker that's on the couch. Outside of the basic stuff, because like I said, the money, the sex, all that other stuff, take care of the stuff that really, really, really matters. And that is
Yeah.
what we've lost so much. We've lost the ability to really, I don't want to say be vulnerable, but really relate to one another past a level that we're comfortable with. And that just keeps it kind of surface level. But
No, you're right, Kevin. I mean, you and I are at an age where we're kind of old school in a certain sense.
mhm.
There's so many more obstacles involved with the younger generation that wasn't involved with us, but we're still kind of trying to navigate it. And there's hope. I'm not worried about that, but
Well, I
I
mean, we at some point our generation has to stop fighting. But hey, just I gotta get to the next call. We're running late though.
go,
Appreciate you calling in.
go. Love
Thank
your
you much.
content. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Shout out to out there in San Diego. Was that Rochelle? Rochelle, did I talk to you? Becca's phone. Um, I think I talked to you. Rochelle, unmute. Unmute. Hello. Didn't we always spoke already, didn't we? Oh, what do you got for me? Okay.
34 years old, single,
Okay.
and living with an STI.
An STI, a sexually okay.
Yes.
All right.
Um, I know overall it's once I disclose, or disclosing is hard on my end, which I do. But once I disclose, which is kind of like, when do I disclose?
How significant is this like what does it start with?
Oh,
An
I've
8?
herpes.
Okay. Yeah, well, of course you have to disclose before physical contact, but unfortunately, how active is it and how often do you actually have active flare-ups?
I don't have active flare-ups very often at all. The last time I've had an outbreak was 4 years ago.
And you're how?
I'm 34.
34. Um, you know, first of all, I think that you shouldn't go out with anybody you're not sexually attracted to on the first date. That's my number one rule. And on the second date, you should not go out with anybody you would not have sex with. So I would say at least after the first date. I don't think you need to disclose to everybody. I think you should only disclose to people that you would actually have sex with. That means in my book, it's the second date. I would not do it on the second date. I would do it in a way to where, um, you know, set up a time to talk and just have a very frank conversation and say, hey, look, I just wanted to make sure on the same page. There's some things I want to talk to you about, and I didn't. And give that person the opportunity to say yay or nay, because I know there are people in the chat room that are going to be like, oh hell no, but there are people who give them the option. You got to always give that person the option, and give them the respect of knowing up front to decide whether or not they want to proceed or not, and accept it either way. I can handle all kind of calls, man. I can handle them all. Don't think I ain't good at what I do. STI. All right, so good callers tonight. To the woman in Chicago, you need to call me. You need to book an appointment for sure. See, let me talk to her too. I have stumbled upon in Atlanta so many women, black women who are over 30, professional, attractive, fit, look good, who damaged early on, never fully healed. And they're either runners or they end up getting cheated on. I don't just make this shit up, guys. I'm out here. I'm out here I'm out here too. I'm out here with y'all. And the sad thing is, it's not a death sentence, but you ladies are going to have to, especially where my PhDs, you know,
I'm a PhD.
the fear that animates and moves you is killing you. You feel safe, you feel in control and in power, and it makes you feel secure. But it is not a life worth living, because between the ages of 35 and 60, let's do it again so everybody can see what I'm talking about. You guys thought I was just doing shit just to be trolling people. I'm not. No man's land. The age of 35 to 60. When it is easy to get involved with your career. It is easy to live your best life. Get out and buy your Louboutins and this and that, da da da. But what ends up happening? Age 40 happens, and the window on children close. Life starts taking stuff away from you. But then in your 40s, to compensate for not being able to have kids, you start to have more sex, more broken relationships, and you to do that from 40 to 50. Then at 50, it all starts to kind of settle down, and you realize I've spent the last 10, 15 years guarding myself, being protected for what? And then you slide into that 50 to 60, and you can't go back and you don't look like you did at 35 in that little black dress. At 60, it's 60. 35 to 60, no man's land. I named it that because if you don't get the skills together to sit your ass down and partner with a man for the rest of your natural life, you're going to likely die alone. I have people I know that's just going to right now, and it is sad to see women who could have had so much more. Whether they blew their 20s. Anyway, it's a choice, ladies. It is a choice. And black women in particular, you don't have to, this fear stuff. Stop letting fear motivate you, animate you. So, anywho, the Godfather's doing what he does. I'll be back in Atlanta. I've loved the trip here in New York. I'm seriously thinking about moving here. Shout out to Soho area. I was in Brooklyn today. Kind of cool over there in Brooklyn. Hit Queens, Brooklyn, and Soho, but I got to do the complimentary flight out to LA just to make sure. But I like this city. I like this city. Friday night we're gonna have the smoke show. Friday night the smoke show. All the smokes. If you got disagreements, controversy, confusion, whatever, call in on Friday night. Yes, I am still looking for my next ex-wife. So if you want to put in an application, it's funny. People like you looking for next wife. I ain't getting divorced, nuh-uh. But it is time to go ahead and put somebody in the. I need a franchise player. So if I don't call it, that'll be some dope shit. Oh my god, do I want to have any kids? I'm open. I'm damn sure I'm open. Um, which is probably surprising because you know, yeah. Ah. Wifey resumes, man. I'm telling you, man. See, the funny thing is when you have done everything that you want to do, man, you get to a point to where life is fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Roster dating is fun. It is. But any player, any guy that has eventually you want to have somebody that's a regular. And I'm gonna tell you, I know many high value guys. You don't want a lot of you guys are like, man, if I had that kind of money, I'd have them in and out, bro. There's a diminishing returns to this random sex. Eventually, after the bedroom, you need somebody that you can be in other places with. And for me, I'm a bougie brother. So the kind of woman if you wanted to kick it with me, you're gonna have to be able to do bougie shit. Speaking of bougie shit, we got Mimo's fragrance. Red bar. This stuff is dope. This is gonna go in the new of the baby making juices. Oh, that's so dope. Pegasus exclusive. All bullshit aside, guys. Bewitching Yasmin and the Blazing Sam. All seriousness, though. Yeah, man. It is time for with a new administration coming in. I believe in this, gentlemen. On your purpose, on your grind. One thing, whoever you decide to get with, she's got to love you more than you love her. Because your North Star has to be your purpose, has to be your drive. And you have to have your boundaries, your deal breakers. And the thing is, hey man, get out there and maneuver, date, interact with, and enjoy the experience. Enjoy the experience because life is to be shared, live with other people. My first men in training in Atlanta, I said, gentlemen, life happens out there. The second thing I said, life is about people. We got to stop cutting off people. We got to start cutting off people, bringing people back into our lives. You need relationship. You need your rat pack, your wolf pack. You need your homeboys, the people who are going to push you, steel sharpen steel. But make no mistake, women, especially for men like myself, beautiful women are amused. I also can't have a woman who's jealous. I cannot have a jealous woman because I'm going to be around beautiful women. It's part of my business. I'm around beautiful women at all these shops, at all these stores. People recognize you on the here or there. So, uh, gentlemen, to all the CIA men out there, what's your benefits package look like? What's your benefits package look like? I know my benefits package is hellified. So, yeah, you should make a wanting interview for your Fortune 100 position. Ladies, are you an asset? A feminine asset? What do you bring of value to the men that you would want to be beside? Your money ain't that. Like I said, ladies, your money don't matter to us. Your money only matters to men is if I can control it and I can. If it ain't means if I don't have any access to it, what difference does it make? Now, me, I don't want no dummy. I like educated women. I'm more of a sapiophile. I like intelligent women. So the right mix of beauty, brains, femininity, fun, yeah. Yeah. So yep. What do you guys want? What do you need? Get them out there. So, anywho, I got to get up out of here. Your Godfather's been on for a little bit too long. This has been a good trip. We'll be back soon. I love New York City. Don't be surprised if you look up one day, the flag is planted in Manhattan. But until then, peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD. You say you like PhDs. Yeah, man. You gotta be smart. I can't deal with no airhead, bro. No.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Can't deal with no whatever you like.
It's not hard to fool me.
No. Cooperative.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow.
Thank you, New York City. It has been great.
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
You guys are going to love what I'm setting up for the mobile studio for LA trip. I want a nice setup to when I go home. You can see the little That's right.
Susceptible before the moment flies.
Yeah, we look up and like, this dude takes his life show with me. Yeah.
'Cause I'll find a better one.
Glued it out there by itself. Open it up.
Susceptible
Actually, do that
before the moment flies.
love to Houston. I had people ask me to come down
It's
to
not
Houston.
a problem.
It's a possibility. Houston's a possibility.
'Cause I know what I'm
Chicago.
getting into.
It's a possibility. There's some good women in Chicago.
Nothing
Miami.
can stop me.
Myron's actually kind of Miami. Look, man.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and
Get your
I
mask on.
realize.
Glued out.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
I will start meetups in 2021.